So this is a pretty typical morning for us when we're leaving a campsite. We'll hang out for a while. I got up this morning, went for a run. And Marissa's actually working out right now while I watch Hensley. We're gonna go see the water. You know where we see the water, Hensley? We're at one of the inland sites at Fort Desoto, and you can also get the waterfront sites, which are way better. But these are harder to get. I think you pay an extra $4-ish a night for these sites, but these are well worth it. So if you see a water site, just pay the money. Definitely worth it. Wow, isn't that pretty, Hensley? Look at all that water and the clouds. What kind of shell is that?
It's a dinosaur. It's a boat. It's a boat.
It's a boat shell? So sort of a love-hate with Fort Desoto. We've loved the views, but we've kind of hated that the views have been totally cloudy and rainy the whole time we've been here, pretty much. We love the sights, but we hate it that we've had an inland site instead of a water site. We love just the whole area, but we hate that it's so hard to get into this. You know, they open it up 6 months in advance to make reservations, 7 months if you're a local. And it's tough to get in here. We got in because of a cancellation. It was booked up and we ran out of days, and so we're gonna have to get out of here, and we hate that.
Because we didn't get to do everything that was on our list, but we'll just have to tell ourselves it's for next time.
I mean, we'll just put it this way. If you're coming through the area, it's a must stop. It really is, if you can get in. It's even if you can't get a water site, it's worth it.
The bathhouses are nice.
Mm-hmm.
They have laundry. They have kayak rentals, and that was one of the things we wanted to get to do, because they have like even kayaking trails through like mangroves, and so that's what I wanted to get to. That we'll have to save for some other time. They also have a ferry that takes you out to Egmont Key, and I've heard that is amazing because you can snorkel and you can see some of the fort underwater, and it's just a really cool area. Unfortunately, it's closed while we're here because they're doing some maintenance stuff.
Yeah.
So we kind of timed this stop.
I mean, we just take what we can get.
Yeah.
Off season, you never know what's going to happen. And we've loved the video we've been able to get here, but we've hated the fact that our video equipment some of it's been stolen. So that too. So that's been discouraging, because even if we could get the kayaking or the snorkeling, we no longer have our GoPro. I set it up for a time lapse, went for a run, came back, and it was gone. So it was about 50 feet from our campsite, pointing at, you know, a sunrise, which I do all the time because I'm not going to sit there and wait 30 to 60 minutes for a time lapse. And somebody took it. So the camera was running. It wasn't like they thought it was left or something like that.
And it wasn't turned into lost and found.
No, it wasn't turned in. We checked everywhere.
I guess somebody said finders keepers.
Yeah, yep. So hope you enjoy our GoPro. You got a couple of decent time lapses on there for you. If you see a guy with a GoPro Hero 4 Black and a frame case with a lens cover and a black 8-inch clamp, probably not a ton of those are out there. Especially if he's hanging out here getting my time lapses. Let us know. We're waiting in the line to dump the tanks to get out of Fort Desoto. Marissa's gone over to play with Hensley on the playground. Not to be too much of a creeper while we're waiting in line to dump our tanks, I'm loving this van in front of us. Check it out, it's a Road Trek 210. And look at the setup they've got. On the hitch, they've got an extra storage down here. They've got their 2 box on top of that. I'm assuming that comes off or swings around or whatever where they get to the back doors if they need to. They've got this giant kayak at the top. They've got extra storage up here. They've got storage. This has actually got storage underneath it as well. And if you look at the van, it comes in and kind of curves out a little bit, which is what some of the Road Treks do. I think if you're a couple and you're traveling, something like that's pretty awesome. Fort Desoto is a perfect example. They got 2 campgrounds that are regular campgrounds you can get into with, 40 foot or less, you won't have too much of a hard time. But if you've got a 16 foot or shorter trailer or a van or a truck camper or tent, you can go to this whole other set of campsites. It's like 80 campsites. And those are probably the last ones to fill up, to be honest. So, I mean, just, again, more versatility the smaller you get. That's part of why we've got this Airstream. And so the way the dump station works, there's nothing elegant about it. When you're at a campground like this, where there's no sewer hookup, you make it as long as you can, and then you bring your RV over and you dump at a dump station, which is where we're at. And I've already got my gloves on to save just a little bit of time once I get in line, because yeah, there's 1 or 2 behind me. So depending on when you leave, you'll have a line behind you here. Checkout time's 11. If you leave between that 10 and 11 mark, it's the worst. There's a lot of tedious stuff like this that adds up that you may or may not see on RV channels. We don't show all of it because it's tedious and not real exciting, but there's definitely some of this that goes on. The RV living lifestyle is definitely not as luxurious as maybe it seems sometimes, but it's still worth it. We still love it. And the only thing worse than dumping your tanks is dumping your tanks while you have a crowd watching.
See? No words. Oh, dude, that is nasty.
Fire in the hole! I tell you, that bridge is beautiful. Skyline Bridge, I guess? Is it called Skyline Bridge, babe?
Skyway.
Skyway Bridge. Either way, it was beautiful. Oh, you already eaten? Mmm.
Pepperonis.
Pepperonis? You ready to eat some lunch?
Here's a beach.
So we got everything set up on the RV, awning. The hitch is still doing great. Do not regret making the swap from the Blue Ox to the Equalizer hitch. It was kind of windy in some spots today, but it did totally great. And we're playing with like our outdoor space out here. One thing we didn't really have to do in the Class A was worry about an outdoor space. It was so big that like when we hung out, we just hung out inside of it. But the Airstream's smaller, so we realized that we're gonna have to get the awning out more, probably get a mat, just create an outdoor living space for us. We like to keep it simple. Didn't have to go that route with the Class A, but I think we're gonna have to do it on this one.
I think if we're gonna get the most out of our space, and we love being outside.
Yeah.
Now we want to be outside even more than possible. So.
And I mean, we're not big like sit in our chairs and hang out outside the RV kind of people. We're usually on the go. We're either like inside the RV or we're on the go. But
that's what we've never really had.
I think that's part of it too.
Create that space before.
Yeah, the time it would take to set stuff up outside, we just wouldn't get the use out of it to justify it. But this is such a small space. I think we do need that time just to kind of chill, and having that extra space outside will really help. We are driveway surfing. This is we ever done this before? Once in New York. So this is just the second time I think we've ever done this.
That's what I love about travel and living in your RV full time, is that you can visit family. And I miss my grandmother extremely bad, and she is down in Florida. She lives in Fort Myers and with my uncle, and so it's great that we get to spend time with family, and this is definitely a stop that we wanted to make. So they were kind enough to offer us a spot at their house to park, and I'm super excited about spending time with them this week. Already just spending time with them today has been great. It
has, and that's another bonus for the Airstream, like as far as, because we're part of Harvest Hosts, we're part of Boondockers Welcome, but I'm telling you, like, especially Boondockers Welcome, like 3/4 of those places is like, 30 feet or less, maybe 35 feet or less. When you have a 40-foot RV, it gets harder to park in somebody's driveway or next to their house. If you want a level spot especially. But it's worked out really good with the Airstream. It was easy to come into the neighborhood, easy to get it parked. I'm loving that part of it. And we're loving being here.
Well, we're gonna take advantage of being close to family, and we're gonna go spend some time with them and have dinner with them tonight.
Around a real table.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out with family, and we'll catch you guys later. Yeah, good shot.